Welcome back to the Broadboys podcast. I'm Cade. This is Micah. Today we're going to be talking about some indie games like Silk Song, the real video game that came out, and Peak. We're also going to be talking about some other released games like Borderlands
4.
And, whoop-de-doo, could you guess it? Nintendo is back to legal mischief. It was a bit more deep than that, but we're going to go all through it today on this episode. Micah, I got to know, what have you been playing?
I've played Peak, which is why we're talking about it today, is because I finally experienced the joys.
Yeah.
We played it together for my first experience.
That was your first time ever playing?
That was my first time ever.
Wow,
And
I couldn't tell.
I want to give you a really sad story really quick. I played just recently, like 2 nights ago, right? And with my wife and a couple other friends, and we were climbing. We got to like the 3rd biome, and I crashed. And you can't rejoin.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Well,
I double checked it. They don't let you.
I've rejoined.
See, that's what everyone was telling me in the lobby too. And I looked it up, and they're like, Peak devs disable rejoining.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, we can't invite you. We tried. There's no invite button.
It sounds like a skill gap.
Well, they escaped. They made it to the Peak. And I had to watch on Discord as they made it.
Yeah. That happened to me too, except like one person made it up, and apparently if you're dead, it doesn't count either. You just get a participation award. So I had a heartbreak like that too in Peak, but I eventually made it to the top. So honestly, I'm not really playing it ever again.
Well, you aren't going to play for the harder ascents?
No, not
you
really.
Get up to Ascent 7.
No, I mean, there's a lot of games to play.
Well, yeah, but you don't want to master Peak.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
No, the most fun I had playing Peak is when I had my voice changer on. And I could just say yes, daddy, to whenever someone told me to like do something.
Okay.
That was great.
Okay. I've played it 3 times, and I think I could really enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, it obviously did really well for itself,
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about Peak. I think it's just a good game.
It is a Peak game. Yeah,
man.
It's a little dad humor for those of you at home.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But you know what else I've been playing? Silk Song.
Yeah, we're moving on from Peak real fast. I will say, I think Peak is one of those games where I think short form content allowed it to pop off.
It's true. I think it's great, and it's surprising because there's been like 3 mountain climbing games that came out this year. No clue how they were so popular. Well, I guess Cairn isn't out yet. It's just the demo.
Okay.
But it's kind of weird, kind of wild.
People like climbing.
Well, it's kind of fun to just go up.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's fun going up and then you fall down. You got to get back up.
Yeah.
Kind of the Fadian style games.
Yeah.
But this time, it's with your friends, which I'm pretty sure has already been done before as well. But this one, was done with I don't know. It's very slow, and you climb, and it's very slow.
Voice chat also sold it.
Yes, the proximity chat.
Yes.
So good for them. Proximity chat's popping off too.
Love proximity chat.
Ever since Lethal Company.
Yeah.
So good for.
It's been around for a long time.
There's been this genre going around, this term, this name, this label called friend slop.
Oh.
Do you have any opinions on the friend slop term?
I love it as long as it's cheap.
Yeah. Do you think it's a little reductive at all?
No, because sometimes you're like, I don't know what I want to play. I've got 5-6 people, and hey, there's an $8 game. Yep. We all have $8.
Yep. Repo, content warning, Lethal Company, Peak.
Well, it's crazy because the slop is a little like a lot of it has like some pretty in-depth thought to it. Like Repo is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Especially the further you get.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There are ones like content warning, I think, is a little bit of a joke. I think there's a lot of thought put into it, but not a lot on like the outside of friend slop. Like I think you could go play Repo solo and enjoy it. I would be very hard pressed to play content warning alone and enjoy it.
Yeah. Peak is one of those games I think you can enjoy by yourself as well.
Oh, absolutely. Like my wife's been playing it on her own.
Just playing it like different challenges, trying to get all the achievements. I love it. I love achievements. I've said before I love achievements and that sort of stuff. but I love when you can display your achievements in the game.
Yeah,
so like
you have a sash and a badge.
It's like your badges on the thing. I don't know why, but as growing up, I always thought that was the coolest part about being a scout.
Well, we talked about this in like the Xbox Live, right? You can display your like game badges and stuff. And, you know, it's fun just to say, yeah, look at all the badges I have.
Yeah, I'm still looking forward to Costco adding that to their mobile app because I want the Glizzy badge.
You have eaten this many hot dogs.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be so good.
Glizzy badge: consume 100 hot dogs at any Costco.
Just 100?
Consume 1,000 hot dogs at any Costco.
That's a lot better. Speaking of Glizzies, Silk Song. So
solid.
How many hours you got in Silk Song?
I think it's about 10-ish right now. Not a whole ton, but
I just reached 20.
I've explored all of Act 1. I'm really close to jumping into Act 2, but it turns out I'm missing a few things, so I got to go find those.
How many? Well, so for people unaware, Silk Song took 7 years to come. I don't know why I'm explaining Silk Song, but it took 7 years to come out. You probably heard about it because, you know, either you were waiting for it or you knew someone who was waiting for it.
Or your game market crashed when you wanted to buy something else.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't buy anything on any storefront for the first couple hours of the game release, which is, you know, you love to see it. I'm just going to say you just love to see it.
$20 game?
$20.
Yeah. I got $20.
That's like, you know, that 3 Silk Songs equals 1 AAA game, I guess.
Exactly.
According to the price value they're setting.
And smashes records on Steam. Still 500K
players plus on launch day.
I know. And still, a week later, there's still over 400-some thousand concurrent, generally, all the time.
There's a lot in the game. You know, it went from like, I can't believe it's taking this long for the game to be made to how did only 3 people make this game in just 7 years.
I know, right?
It's crazy the amount of detail. Though I will say I have a couple complaints right now, but I haven't finished the game, so I feel like I need to wait. But you know, I think tiny enemies doing 2 damage.
No, I think
kind of crazy.
Well, I think it's worth because you're healing for 3.
Okay, but that's what people say. But like Absolute Radiance from the first Hollow Knight, the final boss. Doing 2 damage on all its hits.
But you can only heal 1.
Well, sure.
So like I think it's a fun game mechanic because you heal 3
but then
after taking 2.
But then you're effectively you only have 3 hits for like the first half of the game. It takes 3 hits for you to die for the first half of the game.
Yeah, but healing...
I just got my first mask.
Healing is...
20 hours in.
That's wild because I already have 3 parts.
Great, man. I'm so happy
I'll have my first one here soon.
And you're almost done with Act 1.
Well...
You almost have your first one at the end of Act 1.
That's the pieces I'm missing. Is you should be able to get 2 masks in Act 1. Supposedly.
Okay.
But...
Okay, I'm not using a guide.
I'm not using a guide either.
I'm just playing.
I just see like little things as I'm scrolling. It's like, how many masks should you have? And it's like 2. I'm like, oh, so I'm missing something.
Okay.
So it's not a guide. I just want to be clear.
Yeah. It's just your checklist. And you're like, oh, I need to go
people
back.
are telling me things that I should be finding, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll try.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's safe to say it's a great game. It's a really, really good game, even if I have, you know, a couple qualms.
I love, some people really struggle with the diagonal movement. The Huntsman mark or crest is super easy to find right away.
Yeah.
Like the game makes you stumble upon it, and that one has a regular down pogo. Like, stop complaining about this dash, just play the game.
Yeah, I think the movement being difficult is fine. It's just like I think there's some balancing stuff going on. They nerfed a couple of the early game bosses. I thought that was fine, but apparently a large portion of people had an issue with it.
I didn't have an issue with it because it's like I think they nerfed 2 bosses, and it was slightly, and they made it so they dropped more rosaries, and not the bosses.
I appreciate that.
Yes,
because I'm always broke.
Yes, always broke. Like, goodness, like even if you aren't dying, you never seem to have enough money.
And anytime you want to get an enemy to drop the money, the currency you use to buy stuff in the game, instead you get the beast shards, which you use to create the tools.
Yeah. Well, you got to look for only humanoid monsters drop rosaries.
Yeah, but that's not how it was before, so it's a little weird. But I think it's on theme with the game when I think about it more, because everyone's very like the whole thing is this kingdom's super greedy.
Yep,
and all that. So
no, I'm loving the game. I'm loving the movement. Sprinting is great.
Oh yeah.
The abilities feel very fluid and natural. Well, I guess coming from Hollow Knight, of course they would, right?
Yeah.
I didn't feel the same difficulty. Like one of the bosses that was nerfed. Why am I blanking on the name?
Morwing.
Yeah, Morwing. I beat it in like an hour. Like for an early boss, I guess maybe that's a while. But going into it, knowing hey, this is Souls-like, it's new movement, I was like, maybe I'm just bad. And then I took an hour and I got it done.
Yeah, I think people are having trouble with like the Savage Beastfly boss too. That was the one I was seeing around online, and I beat both of them first try. Yeah, which I'm not saying that to flex. I'm just like, that's an interesting. If I were to expect any boss for people to have trouble with, I'm expecting a lot more Last Judge complaints versus Savage Beastfly.
Yeah, overall, I don't know. There are moments where I have been frustrated by like taking 2 damage and whatever. But a lot of it's like the movement makes it so you're only really taking 2 damage if you're not being careful.
Yeah, well, okay, hold on. I think enemies hits, sure, 2 damage. Contact damage on a normal enemy or falling into a pit.
What? No, hold on.
So hold on. It's 2 damage for a lot of the areas, and then you get to the late game in Act 2, and suddenly you fall into a pit, and it does 1 damage again.
So the way they do it is you have, what is it? You have immovable hard items, which deal 1 damage, and you can pogo on them. But then you have environmental, which is 2 damage, and you can't pogo on it, which is really funny.
If you got no idea what we're talking about, this sounds like gibberish. But just know that the difficulty is divisive.
I like it personally.
I don't hate it. It's just like I think there's some little small things.
I think there are definitely things where it's like the early game I think could be a tiny bit easier for new players. I think they definitely were like, yeah, we played this for 7 years, and maybe the devs had a different concept of difficulty. Yeah. Which they admitted when they toned down the difficulty.
Yeah, and I think the expectation is that you've played Hollow Knight before.
Well, they even said that, yeah. Yeah. Like they would prefer you to have played Hollow Knight before playing Silksong. And obviously a ton of people haven't.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. When it has the mythos that it gained, of course, people are just gonna play Silksong because Silksong is out. And I think you get a lot of disconnect between people who are expecting, or even like when you look at the game, you see this nice hand-drawn art style. You might even get some girl gamers calling it cozy.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I think they should really add just like a difficulty slider. But
a slider, dude? I can't deal with difficulty sliders.
Well, lock certain things behind like an achievement. That way people can't
do like 2 or 3 options. Don't do a slider.
Sorry, not a slider. Yeah, that's just like whatever. But like have a little button that's like remove all double damage or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what modding's for, I guess, because a mod came out for that did that exact thing.
But most people are complaining on like console and stuff, and they can't install mods. But anyway, what they should really do is just add toggles that make you feel really bad about making the game easier. So like if you put bosses down to easy, it goes, "Are you bad?" ? And then normal, and then get or you should do it low, and it's just get good.
Yeah, because there's that the Hornet soundbite. Yeah. Get good.
Yeah,
that one.
That would be funny.
I'd like that.
I would too.
So now we wait for Silksong 2.
Silksong 2. I think we wait for a DLC that's going to come out in hopefully sooner than 5 years.
Yeah, man. I mean, from what I hear, I imagine they'll do 112%. You got all the achievements, so you're probably expecting like Pantheons or something.
Yeah, I would hope so. Like, there's got to be like a boss room or something, but obviously I'm not to the end. There might be. I don't know how they're going to make it feel built in. So like, in Hollow Knight, it all felt built into the lore, like the boss hall and the Pantheons. And
well, I'm sure it felt similar on base release. And there's a lot of areas in Silksong. This is another small complaint I have. There's a lot of secret rooms I go into that lead to absolutely nothing. Like maybe a beast shard like thing.
Yeah,
and it's like it took me 2 minutes to get here through a secret door, and you got a beast shard for me. Well, and I'm like, all right, well maybe it's just a shortcut. I'll find later, and then it doesn't do that.
I thought that about one of the things in like the green area. Oh, good gravy. Whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like fairly difficult to get to, and it gave me like 180 rosaries, and I'm like, that's nice. But now I have to do it all to leave with the 180.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy going back and playing it through 100% for sure. Like I'm gonna just play it raw and then give it a bit and then play it again 100%. Maybe wait until some updates come out.
There's an achievement for like 100% the game in under 30 hours or something. And, I don't know. Yeah. But another qualm I have, you don't get, and this is from friends who've been playing it. It doesn't tell you your percentage on every ending. It only tells you your percentage on true ending, which feels weird to me. I mean, I guess
just
maybe
get the true ending.
It's the way of showing you that you got the true ending, I guess. Yeah. But I don't know. That seems odd. Like I want to know my percentage. It doesn't display in the bottom corner like it did in Hollow Knight. I mean, these are all like little things that I'm sure they'll add, or if I'm impatient, I'll just install a mod for it. But
yeah. I mean, it'll all be... I mean, the reason, like, if you think about it, we're complaining about, like, minuscule things.
Yeah.
Because that is all there is to complain about.
Yeah, none of this is, like, a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, like, if you hear us say this, you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't get Hollow Knight.
Yeah. The game's beautiful. The soundtrack is amazing. All of the characters are beautifully drawn. They have wonderful stories. The entire world and lore so far is amazing. I'm going through it, and I'm like, oh, my goodness. This is awesome. I love the story of the Citadel so far. I love seeing, all the people you meet on the lower parts are like talking about like the pilgrims, woe is me, I can't make it up. And then
you see them like halfway through the game at like higher and higher spots and stuff like that.
And even the narrative on like the reason why they can't make it to the top is because of I still haven't gotten the quite like cusp on what the narrative is yet, but obviously they're wealthy and you can't. There's a price deal. You can't even rest on a bench because you got to pay for it. And the further you go up, they become toll benches.
Yeah,
where you don't even unlock them permanently.
I was so pissed when I found that. But dude, they have sadistic game design in there. Like there's a bench that hurts you first before you sit on it. Oh my gosh.
But I have heard that the further up you go, the more humanoid creatures there are, so you get more rosaries. Yep. So it's supposed to be like helping the narrative, not punishing you. But
I wanna reserve my final judgment for once I'm done with the game. But as of right now, I'm loving it and still playing it.
Yep.
I'm trying to take my time. I feel like I try to beat games too quickly.
Yeah, I 100% Hollow Knight in about a month. I'm definitely going slower on this one, but I'm also 100% Transport Fever 2 right now. I see that. 3/4 of the way done with them.
Silksong released, and it was probably 8 p.m. Micah hadn't been on Steam all day.
Yeah.
And I see his profile pop up, and he gets on Transport Fever 2.
That's because I only had like an hour and a half, and I didn't want to...
but it's like
only play an hour and a half of Silksong. Well, I will say Friday night, I just played Silksong till like 3 a.m. So you
made up for it.
I did make up for it.
Yeah,
but I did think it's funny because everyone was sitting there playing it, and I'm like, I don't even have it downloaded right now. I bought it when I got off work, and I'm like, it's not downloaded. I only have an hour. Do I really download it and then play it, or do I just keep playing Transport Fever 2?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, Silksong, it's hard to think about other things that have happened besides the release of Hollow Knight Silksong. But Borderlands 4 also did come out.
I didn't see a whole lot about it, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing ads, it's launched, and it's out, and I've seen a couple people talk about it, and a lot of really good things. They supposedly listened to a lot of the complaints with Borderlands 3, which is the biggest reason I didn't buy it, because I'm a huge fan of Borderlands 2. Supposedly a lot of that's fixed. I'm gonna wait.
Can you give me some examples of those problems as an outsider?
Yeah, so like loot rarities were super unbalanced. The gameplay felt the randomizer was very punishing.
Okay.
So like you could fight through a like super hard area, right? and you're already under-leveled on guns and everything else. So there was like, Borderlands is supposed to be fun. You're supposed to feel like you're having a power fantasy for a lot of it. Like there's some challenge, right? But in Borderlands 3, like you could get super lucky and get a legendary item in Area 1, right? Because the loot tables were unlocked.
Yeah.
But that's also bad because when you get to harder areas, they weren't weighted properly. So you could get a common rank gun out of like a super hard boss fight, and it doesn't feel rewarding. There wasn't, none of those dopamine receptors were hitting. Supposedly the multiplayer wasn't that bad because you double your loot chances and everything else.
Okay.
And
so yeah, my perspective coming in to this is I've played like the first level of Borderlands 1 and that's it. But I have played Destiny, right? Which is a looter shooter. And I've heard, you know, because I was trying to find opinions to talk about because I know nothing about Borderlands 4, is that Borderlands 4 feels more like Destiny because it's a bit more open world-ish.
Yeah, I've seen that too. It's not as railroaded.
And is that good or bad? Would you say? Well, or does it feel like Borderlands?
Borderlands 2 was fairly railroad in story, but you could go and do a lot of things. I really like Borderlands 2. It felt like one of those like early classic open world games where it's like it's open world, but you're guided.
Yeah.
And then Borderlands 3 felt really railroady.
Okay.
From
so they went the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of people didn't like it. Actually, it was not received well at all. So let's not even go with a lot of people didn't like it, whatever.
Yeah.
And Borderlands 4, once again, I haven't seen a ton of gameplay, but it also just dropped.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Supposedly they fixed a lot of it. A lot of the early reviews say it's good, but a lot of these people they didn't do a massive key release, which can be good, can be bad. And a lot of the people who got keys were Borderlands like YouTubers and content creators, and so they're going to have rose-tinted glasses anyway. So we'll see. I'll give it about a week, maybe 2, and then give like a good review on am I considering to buy it or not. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Pretty excited overall.
Yeah.
I love the Borderlands. Like even Borderlands 3 had pretty decent like comedy story. Like I will still see clips like in my YouTube feed on Borderlands 3 like scenes, and they are humorous. I get a chuckle out of them.
But you know what's not worth chuckling about, Micah?
What's not
besides this awesome segue?
Yeah.
You might have heard around the block.
I have not.
There is
definitely
there's a company on the prowl.
No.
You know, they're trying to snatch up gamers. You know, but they're not hitting the streets.
You saying they're a predator?
They're hitting the court, the legal court, and they're attacking and dismantling and going after your pride and joy, your hobby that you love is in danger from Nintendo.
No.
And their Nintendo ninjas, their legal jargon, you know, it's over. It's over.
Are you telling me that a gaming company that I so love and enjoy
they might have done something bad.
No.
They might have.
Oh.
So I did a lot of research on this topic, and I wanted to go into the patents that if you haven't heard about, I'll explain them. But the patents that Nintendo have put out and why it's happening and can it actually be enforced, you know? So to give context, people online at least have been very vocal and upset about a patent that they found that Nintendo filed with the U.S. court system.
Like last week.
Yeah, and basically the patent is we own quotation marks there, the game mechanic of summoning a sub-creature is the term that they're using.
Yeah.
A sub-creature. So they're Pokemon, you know, this is where they're pulling from.
Yeah.
And it battles other sub-creatures.
Yep.
And when it's not battling, it's walking around with you and being idle and stuff like that.
Yep.
So when you hear that, a lot of things might come to mind.
Yeah, that sounds like Pokemon.
That sounds like Pokemon. I hate Nintendo. They're stupid. All valid things, you know?
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
Good comprehension so far.
Yeah.
So let's first maybe address can this actually affect the games, you know? Can this actually affect the games? So if you had to give a guess, Micah, if you had to give a guess, do you think that this holds up in court?
You see, the trouble that I have with it is you got two sides of the coin, right? The first side and my limited knowledge of U.S. patents, is that technically they could sue anyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then if they did, the patent would come under scrutiny by a court, which they probably don't want. And it probably doesn't apply to anything that already exists.
Yeah. So your limited knowledge of patents is actually very applicable to this patent.
Let's freaking
go. So this sounds really broad. And you're like, Pokemon isn't the only series to have done this. Actually, Pokemon isn't even the first series to have done this.
Yeah, I was about to say, you got like...
well, it's been quoted that...
Pokemon.
The inspiration for Pokemon was actually Dragon Quest IV, which had a system where you recruit monsters and they join your team and they fight for you, and it's turn-based. So you fight. Well, you fight with your main characters, but then you also have creatures that you command as well.
And it's like Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z, Bakugan.
I don't know about Dragon Ball Z. It summons creatures.
Maybe not Dragon Ball Z. I might be thinking of something else.
But so that's the thing. It's like it's been done before, which prior art is a disqualifying factor, or prior art or products and stuff like that is a disqualifying factor for a patent such as this. So you're right. If it went under legal scrutiny, like let's say that they went forward and used this patent to sue, the next like Monster Hunter Stories 3 comes out. You get eggs and you get monsters or monsties, and you raise them and you fight with your sub creatures to fight other people's sub creatures. Yeah, let's say they sue Capcom, Monster Hunter Stories 3. Now Capcom has enough money to
fight back,
to lawyer up,
and
fight back and go through that court proceeding, right? An indie company or even a fan project, let's say, probably doesn't.
Yeah.
And so what the actual application and the enforcement is that if you're a smaller team or studio, you're going to be a lot more scared of the big N here.
Yeah.
You're going to be scared.
The big N.
Yeah, it's called the big N. They're going to send the Nintendo ninjas after you, you know? And so you might be a bit more scared of that. It's just a deterrent. Looking at the actual guts of the patent, it's way too broad. There's prior art. It wouldn't hold up in court.
They're there to fear. Well, they're scared because like companies like the guy who made Pal World, right?
Yeah. The studio. So they're that when we go into the reason why, because really the best way you fight, this off, like they're threatened by competition. That's the reason why they're doing.
Well, it's because they can't make a good Pokemon game.
Pal World came out and had millions of players, and they're like, wait, our pie, we'd have a smaller piece now. And so they look at their Game Freak devs and it's like, can you make a better game? And they're like, we're still figuring out 1080p. So they're like, great, we got to turn to the legal system now. Now, this isn't the first time Nintendo's done this. When Splatoon came out in 2013, 14, 15, around that time, I don't exactly remember when Splatoon came out. They also patented the ping system. Yeah. The very widely used communication systems in a lot of first-person shooters, and not even first-person shooters. Peak has a ping system.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how could Nintendo go about patenting that? Well, turns out, they started really broad. Yeah. And they couldn't do it because it was way too broad. So they had to make the patent so specific that to be infringing on it would to be basically replicating how the Splatoon ping system works, looks, and feels.
The difference is, though, it wasn't approved right away, wasn't it? They had to make those changes to have it approved?
Basically, yeah.
Because isn't the one right now gone through?
Yes, which is interesting, to say the least.
That's the crazy part.
But it still wouldn't hold up under scrutiny.
No, it still wouldn't. But then you have to wonder, what is the U.S. Patent Office doing?
I know. It's very, I think they're, video games are getting big enough where there probably needs to be
some oversight there.
Some oversight on game mechanics and patents.
Because I
don't think patents were made for entertainment and media in mind.
Yeah, because it's really hard. Well,
what if Warner Brothers patented the Dutch angle shot in movies and stuff? It's like,
well, so curious you bring that up, right? There have been patents on music, right? And they've likened it to trying to like copyright an adjective. If you can't do it because adjectives are universal, you're going to use it. It's things like you can't copyright a chord structure. You can copyright a repeating chord structure of X length because that's now original, that's unique to you.
Not even the chord structure, but the melody involved and as well as that. You have to be really specific for it to hold up through a court case, you know? So that's why I think the Nintendo one's going to fall through, you know?
Yeah, in a court case it would. It's technically already been approved.
Yeah, technically, you know, Power World is, you know, infringing on it already.
Technically.
Even though it already existed.
Yeah.
So it's really, you know, again, it's Nintendo, it's scummy. And they've always done these like horrible legal things. And I think that it's indicative of a lot of other stuff going on with Nintendo that people are so furious about this. You know, obviously people should be upset about this no matter if people liked what Nintendo was doing now or not.
Yeah.
But Nintendo right now, it feels like they're actively pricing out their consumer base. So
which is incredibly odd, but obviously it's to defend their bottom line. But I think they're training their shareholders to want that, which feels weird because I don't know that they ever had external pressure to make more money.
So I got some context for that too. So the president of Nintendo, you know, the previous president of Nintendo, Satoru Iwata, was first and foremost, he called himself a gamer. Yeah. He was the guy in the Nintendo Direct speaking to the audience. He cared about the games first.
He played Nintendo games.
He was a game developer, right? So he was a game developer. It was a developer-led company. You know, he tragically passes away.
Yeah.
Reggie Fils-Aimé leaves, who was the guy who made Wii Sports packaged in with the Wii. Yeah. If it wasn't for him, the Japanese teams were like, we're not going to give away Wii Sports for free. That's our work, you know? And Reggie's like, no, you need to put it in because it'll sell systems, which clearly he was right. Yep. So the Japanese culture is a very much, we don't give away work for free. And they're leaning into it a lot more because their new president is a businessman. You know, not that there's anything inherently wrong with having a businessman lead the company. Yeah. I think it's good for business, you know, business and profits. But the problem is when the identity of a company goes from good games first, and that's how you won over your consumers, was, you know, even though you don't have a powerful system, you have games with creativity, you have games with a soul, I would say, you know. And now it's going, and you can even see from the start of the Switch, which had projects that were led by Iwata to start, you know, to the end of the Switch One's life cycle, there is probably, I would say, a drop in quality.
A little bit, yeah.
Because they're focused on, you know, DLCs.
Well, even going into Switch 2, there are some pretty anti-fun things that I've noticed.
Oh, do you want to hear the new stuff that was revealed like a couple days ago?
Oh, I'd love to.
So you probably have heard of a game called Super Mario Galaxy.
I have,
and Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Well, for the 40th anniversary of Mario, they're re-releasing those games.
Okay.
For $70.
Holy
for the two of them.
Guacamole.
Now, the thing is, Mario Galaxy was already part of a collection 5 years ago called 3D Mario All-Stars. And it had 3 games, and it was $60. Yeah. So, price of $20, you know. And even then, that's pretty ludicrous for, you know, a game that old.
A relaunch.
Yeah. So, it was $20. It was valued at $20. Yeah. 5 years later, it's valued at $40. Yeah. $70 if you get the bundle.
That's more than inflation.
That's really, you know, tipping a lot of people off. Just like, whoa, wait a second. Maybe I can't afford all these games. Yeah. Not only that, a lot of their amiibo figurines, which I own a lot of, and when I bought them, they were $12. Yeah. Some new ones that were revealed on Friday. Yeah. $50. Oh! $50. That's 2.5 Silk Songs, man.
Holy
for
cow.
An amiibo of Kirby on Warp Star.
That's nuts.
Also, they revealed a Virtual Boy accessory.
I saw that.
It's cool.
For $100.
For $100, right? Which is crazy because it doesn't come with a controller. It's just something you slide the Switch into, and it's necessary to play the Virtual Boy games,
and you know,
which you're paying online to get access to them.
I know. And for crying out loud, right? It's the same thing with like PlayStation just refusing to re-release Bloodborne. It's like, come on, we just want GameCube games.
I mean, they're starting.
I know they're starting.
There's a couple, but they're slow. They're slow dripping it all, and it's not fun.
Well, what are they planning to have a 10-year life cycle on this thing? Like
they're gonna try as long as they can, I'm sure.
They probably don't have an idea for a new console.
Yeah, the thing is though, it feels like it's all about trying to squeeze as much money out of the consumer, which a lot of companies do, but for a company that is kind of it's hinged on the fact that their consumers really like their games.
I think they're going to find out that people aren't willing to put up with. I've been saying it since we started this podcast, and I've been saying it to you even before we started the podcast. They're just cashing in their goodwill for money right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're getting more egregious each passing year. And the sad part is I don't even think we're going to see a consequence for Nintendo, at least.
Not yet.
Until the next generation. Like, if they keep going this way and like... it affects me because if I think of a Smash Brothers, I'd pay $100 for a Smash Brothers.
Well, the thing is, right? It's going to be they're going the way of the Disney, right? They feel like they can do whatever they want because they have millennials in their grasp, right? Same with Nintendo.
Yeah.
But here's the deal: Gen Z's growing up in a time when it's like some of them might have, some of them didn't. It's about 50-50 whether their parents played or not, right? But they're making it so Gen Zers don't want to go and spend $70 on a Mario game.
Well, it's pretty easy for a Gen Zer to have a Steam library.
Exactly. That's the whole thing.
So it's like...
is they're pricing out people from experiencing their content.
And it's like, there are some Nintendo games that I would pay... like, I'll be honest, an egregious amount. Like, again, Smash Brothers, I'd probably pay $100 for it. I did pay $100 because I got all the DLC. Yeah. And I got... I can't even tell you. I'm looking at like 50 plus amiibos right there. So, I've spent over $600, $700 on like Smash Brothers stuff because I love Smash Brothers. Yeah. But what happens is when you do price it that, or you price a new Mario Kart at $80, that kid isn't going to grow up with it. Yeah. They're gonna be like, Mom, I want this. We're like, no, it's too expensive. I would rather you just buy this $20 game on your Xbox.
Exactly. And for crying out loud,
you lose a fan.
Exactly. And like, we're talking about like Switch 1 still, right? And I'm trying to find my own copy of Mario Kart right now. And it's like, I can't find anything for under $40 for a game that's how old now?
Yeah, so the weird part is that they have been doing sales since the Switch 2 came out.
I've seen some,
which is, if you know Nintendo, that's pretty shocking, especially with all their Nintendo Switch 2 edition stuff, which is paying for the graphical upgrades that you should receive with the new console.
Yep.
But, I digress. So you got all of this, and so when all this is going on, it's very easy to see this legal thing that they're doing too, and to get even more upset about it. Like, when people, and I think this applies for almost all aspects of life, when people are comfortable enough, they will not call out bad stuff because they're comfortable. You can see that with the economy, with politics. When people are comfy, they can take a little corruption.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
But the pressure's on. People are like in a pressure cooker.
When people are uncomfortable, which economically, a lot of people are uncomfortable right now, seeing that their hobbies and entertainment are even harder to justify, it makes them upset, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pissed off that, like, because I want Galaxy 1 and 2.
Exactly, but it's also like them increasing the price on Switch 1 consoles and Switch 1 games.
Yeah, and that's something where I hear like, oh, you just got to blame the tariffs, but
it's not.
Do we think that when the so let's say the tariffs went away right now.
Yeah.
Do you think that they would revert their prices back?
No.
Not at all.
Not unless they got a heck ton of backlash and they went, oh, we're just waiting for this shipment to go through and we'll turn it down. That would be their excuse.
And even then, it's Western bbacklash. I haven't seen them change many things because of Western backlash.
I know.
They're such a deeply Japanese-rooted company.
They will change it if we stop buying it. Like, you got to still understand that I believe the West is still their number one market share overall.
True. That's true.
Right.
But who do you think, like, what percentage of people are on the online discourse?
Well, the benefit...
And what percentage of people are buying it for Christmas?
The benefit is, like you were saying, parents are getting to the point where they're not willing to shell out $80 for it. Right? And that's why Nintendo upped the price on the old one, is parents go, we could spend $15 extra and get it all on a new console. And that makes sense to them. But that's psychological warfare on Nintendo's part.
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but it's like you have the 3 options, and the middle option is like slightly cheaper than the large. You know, people get the large and stuff like that. But
it's the best deal.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it feels like, you know? So
best deal for the company, too.
And even, you know, even their marketing practices or like everything they're doing seems to just be trying to save them a buck. They're waiting until the last second to reveal release dates. They're giving us just enough, you know, to look forward to, just enough. There's not like they don't have a really big console selling title in the works that people are looking forward to.
Did they say their sales for Donkey Kong?
I haven't looked at their Donkey Kong sales, because
I know
it's large.
I know a lot of people liked it, but I'm curious to know if it was as big as they were expecting.
Yeah, it's hard to say because their idea is probably way different than like my idea of how much a Donkey Kong game would sell is way different than a Mario game. But maybe they were expecting Mario numbers off of a Donkey Kong game.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I just want people to realize like Silksong's $20 and it's sold over 1 million copies on Steam alone, let alone however many it sold on consoles, enough to break every single store, including the Nintendo shop.
Yep.
You know, it broke PlayStation so hard on pre-orders that it broke the store before it even dropped on the store.
Yeah.
Like people pre-ordered it so hard that it didn't even hit the store before the servers crashed.
Yeah. And so that's what people are going to look at. You know, they're uncomfortable, so they're going to look elsewhere.
Exactly. Like a $20 game that everyone's been waiting for, it's hyped up and has obvious passion.
Yeah.
Or a $60 or $70 game that, it's good, but I can buy 3 good games.
Or, you know, if it's Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, a lot of people will just rather put in the work to figure out how to run a certain emulator on their computer and just play it there.
Well, it's cheaper.
It's free.
It's free.
If you own the game from before, you just rip it from there.
Exactly.
You rip your legal copy of the game to play it on your emulator.
Which is how everyone does it.
Yeah.
By the way, everyone buys the game and then rips it and then plays it on their emulator.
Exactly, because they have their old copy of Galaxy 1 and 2s around.
And that is the 100% legal way to do it in the U.S.
Yep. And that's how we'll keep doing it.
Yeah, till the end of time.
So it's weird because and even small things like Nintendo has never done a Friday Direct.
Yeah.
But they're doing it, and my thought process is that's because they released it at a time where the stock market was closed.
Yeah.
And not only that, the day that we're recording this, which is the Monday after, is a national Japanese holiday. Yeah. So the markets aren't even open.
So they pushed it 3 days.
They pushed whatever reaction 3 days because they know it's going to be negative.
Yeah.
They've been hearing about prices, and prices is a big thing in Japan too. Their currency,
it's massive.
Like people in Japan struggle financially way worse than us, you know. So it's like it's even worse over there.
Yeah.
And so it's just crazy that, you know, it seems to even the time where they drop news is all about the money.
Yeah.
And it's just like they're good at it. They know how to keep the hype going. They know how to draw things out for long periods of time.
I just wonder what pressure was put on them to do it to begin with. Like, at what point did they need to?
That's the thing. I think it all goes back to just number needs to go up.
It feels like it's just someone in power was a little too greedy because I had never seen anything about the shareholders being concerned, right? The reason why everyone brushed off Nintendo's legal actions before is because it was just, that's how the Japanese are.
That's them protecting their IP.
That's just how the Japanese are, right? Like, they were a little egregious at times. Like, I
shutting
played,
down fan projects and stuff like that.
Yeah, like Pixelmon and stuff like that. That really sucked. I played a lot of that. And then, like, it's one thing, or even the Smash tournaments here in the U.S. and stuff like that. It's like, I get it. Whatever.
It's like you're old farts who like don't know that influencing and influencers help your brand versus hurt. And so now it's just like this is just blatant profit gouging or price gouging.
Yeah, it's blatant price gouging. You're cashing in people. They're doing the Disney thing. They're doing the Disney route.
Yeah. And so I know you said you vote with your wallet. So here's the deal. I'm just going to vote with my wallet without even thinking about it because let's say Pikmin 5 comes out.
Yeah.
If it was $60, like
go for
Pikmin 4 was.
Yeah.
I bought Pikmin 4, and I'm not even a big Pikmin fan.
Yeah.
I'm only going to buy those first-party Nintendo games that I'm really passionate about, which is like 2 or 3.
Yep.
You know? The rest, I'm going to wait until they drop in price.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people feel the same way. People can't just go around buying every first-party Nintendo game for full price.
No.
Especially now.
Especially now.
So I think you're going to see a lot of those like games that aren't Animal Crossing or Zelda or mainline Mario games are just gonna tank in sales. That's what I. Well, it's weird to say that though, because it is the fastest selling console of all time as well.
Well, the thing is it's like their third party libraries not bad. Right?
It's not. No, they've definitely partnered with them because they finally realized, oh, we can just get money for other people making games.
Yeah, like they made a decent console. That's good.
Cyberpunk runs on it well.
I know. I've seen all the reviews. I'm honestly shocked. Like
Final Fantasy VII runs on it well.
Yeah, we had talked about the console when it dropped, and we were saying like nice things, but like it's been put to its limits, and it runs good.
Yeah,
like Cyberpunk gets a solid like 45 frames. It's not even locked at 30 frames. That's better than the PS4 ran it.
And it's way better than Steam Deck.
Exactly.
Like way better than Steam Deck.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as broad as Steam Deck, but I think just by sheer hardware.
Cyberpunk performance is better than Steam Deck. I'm not saying... Yeah.
I mean, I have yet to see full performance on like the ROG Ally X. But that will be comparable, crazy enough that all these consoles are in that price range now.
Yeah. Well, I'd say the reason for that is because they're specifically optimizing it for that console.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
is like when they made Cyberpunk, they weren't thinking about Steam Deck at all.
No.
Which is why it runs not good on... Well, I shouldn't say not good. You have to be low to medium settings for it to really get 3 hours of battery life out of it versus a team, spending, however many man hours on making an optimized version for the Switch 2.
Yeah.
So that's the difference there. And that's why we're able to get such good ports.
Yeah.
And they're finally dipping into the third parties. But still, you can play the third parties on other platforms.
Yeah.
So if you're making your first party games...
I think Nintendo's realizing they don't need to... Well... The next step to the corporate greed, which would be a benefit to them, is opening up their games to other consoles.
You think so?
If they sold their games first party on PC, I think it would cut emulation in half.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You got a problem with people emulating your game on PC? Release it on PC.
But then, their conservative Japanese roots take hold again. It's like, well, then other people like have the power and the leverage and all that, and they don't need to buy our hardware, and that's like,
what are they making more money on, the games or the hardware?
I couldn't tell you right now.
I know. I mean, we can see in their earnings report if they release it. They don't. Are they public? Are they still private?
They're public.
They're public, so they have to release an earnings report. Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see at the end of the year. Yeah. They'll have to tell us how many they sold.
Yeah. Great. Final thing, we wanted to wrap up with something a bit more fun.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wait.
I think we should give our predictions for the 6 nominees.
Don't forget Pitch of the Week.
And Pitch of the Week, yes.
Yeah, we got that too.
You're right. Mikey, you want to start with Pitch of the Week, actually?
Yeah, let's do Pitch of the Week, and then we'll vote on our 6 nominees. My Pitch of the Week, fun indie game, Metro Gravity.
I watched the trailer for this.
Yes.
It looks fun.
It's a rhythm game. It's a platformer, and it's really trippy.
It's a puzzle game.
It's a puzzle game, yeah. So my friends and I, we do like an indie game night where we'll pick a cheap indie game and we'll just all play it, right? So we did the demo a couple months back when it released. Whole lot of fun. Played through the whole demo. Really great time. It's got some fun, nifty dealios where you like... change the gravity, and so every wall you can run on, and so you just like fling yourself around. A lot of fun. Puzzles are really good, and it's a rhythm attack game. So like when you fight a boss, or any creature actually, there are rhythms, so you can attack in openings, but then you need to defend on the beats.
Okay.
So it's great. The first boss music is so ingrained in my head right now. It's great.
Because you took so long to beat it?
Because it took me a few tries. During the demo, I think it took me over an hour. Oh, but when I played it, on full release, it took me like 15 minutes or whatever. I had to do it a couple times.
I saw that the main character has a fat butt.
She is thick. Oh my goodness.
I think that was one of the marketing tactics they used.
She is thick. And you get a full face of it every time you swap gravity.
I was looking at it, and it reminded me a lot of Pseudo Regalia.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard of that
I
game.
have not, no.
But it's another kind of like low poly, not super low poly, but like, PlayStation 2 kind of looking game.
Yeah.
With a semi-sexually provocative character.
Yeah.
Not to me, of course, but,
Yeah, of course.
in general. And then it's like got platforming and some special mechanics and stuff.
Yeah.
So
I haven't finished it mostly because just playing other things too. It is definitely on my radar to finish, but it's not expensive. I think it's $20, but it could be more like 16 or 18. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but extraordinarily affordable, very well designed. The music, the fights, they all feel really good. Takes literally like 10 minutes to get into it, unless you're one friend of mine who spent an hour and still couldn't figure out how to flip around. Anyway.
It wasn't me, by the way.
It was not you.
It was not me.
No, I think it's great. That's my pitch. I think you should go play Metro Gravity if you're into rhythm games, if you're into platformers, if you're into puzzle games. It really tickles.
You're convincing
really
me
good
right
spots.
now. I'll tell you. So, great. Let me convince you of my 6 picks
Okay.
for the game. Well, I believe the Game of the Year nominees are going to be.
Are we putting Silk Song in there?
So it's 6.
Yes.
I think we should just talk through what our 6 would be. I think we throw in Expedition 33.
Yes.
Just as a default.
Yep.
I think.
Silk Song.
You think Silk Song?
It's going to be.
As a nominee?
Yes.
I think it is too. It's just there's some hot. Well, I think no. The mythos surrounding it is way too big.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be.
Well, I think even dissenting voices, even though they're loud, only make up like 8% of the player base. So whatever.
True. So Jeff Keighley, you know who he's in bed with?
Who?
Kojima.
It's true.
Death Stranding 2. I think it's guaranteed as a nominee.
Probably.
Now, do I agree with it? I don't know. Not really.
Is it out?
Yes.
I haven't seen a thing on
exactly.
it.
Exactly.
I didn't even know.
Or is it October?
I think it's October. I feel like I would have seen something.
I see people have been talking about it enough for me to even
care. So we got Silk Songs, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2.
I think I'm with you that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2
I think it
is
will
going to be a nominee.
Because they just released another DLC and they hit near another record on player counts. Like almost peak like release player counts.
So Split Fiction I think is going to be on there.
That's interesting. The family friendly Donkey Kong Country.
Bonanza.
That's what I meant.
Yep.
I haven't played it.
I think it is going to be on there though too.
That's 6.
That's 6 right
there. Is there any other ones?
I feel like we're missing some options. Unfortunately, Monster Hunter Wilds has fallen from grace very far. Very sad about that. But so I would not include it in that list.
What else came out this year?
Ghost of Yotai is coming out.
It is, which
That's probably
would drop Death Stranding 2.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know. I think it's more likely to drop Bonanza or
I think Bonanza, by virtue of
or Split Fiction,
the Nintendo issues, might not make it, but they are going to have one big family game.
Astrobot. Like, what have the last couple years been? Astrobot?
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah.
Like, these not AAA games are winning?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you already have the hardest hitters with Silk Song, Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. All of those are indie companies.
My prediction for what's going to win is going to be between Silk Song, Expedition 33, or Death Stranding 2, to be honest. Just because I got my tinfoil hat on. I do think that, like, the Kojima glaze is just through the roof.
I want it to either be Silk Song or Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. That's what I want. I will be happy with Expedition 33, though.
I think Expedition 33 is the most realistic option, just because of the story around it. Not even not around the game, but just around the development of the game.
Yeah,
and the underdog.
I think there are a lot of things to game creation though that might let Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 make it, because they LiDAR scanned historic buildings to put them in there. And it depends on, there's one more DLC that we're waiting for that is supposedly going to be double the game size. Okay. Which, since they're all coming out the same year, will go towards the thought process, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's a level of like game creation that comes out of that too. But Expedition 33 has a wonderful narrative on game creation as well. Same with Silksong. So,
but what has been the game of this year so far? You know what I mean?
I mean, there's been so many good games this year.
It's been like we be winning.
You had Space Marine 2.
Yeah, that came out this year.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna say Wilds because I had a lot of fun with it. Like Wilds was a highlight for my year.
Wilds came out this year. I mean, Expedition 33 came out at the same time, and there's a ton of people still playing it.
I'm gonna say Mario Kart for me as well. Mario Kart has been a highlight for me this year. And Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
And Donkey Kong.
So, ton of great
games.
Blueprints.
Have you heard of Blueprints?
No, what's Blueprints?
Ooh, that's a conversation for another day.
Okay.
Usamusame, the gotcha horse girl.
Yeah. That was big this year.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Next week we should talk about Roblox.
Oh gosh.
We didn't even touch that on our legal stuff.
Oh my gosh.
But Game of the Year prediction, calling it right now. We have Silksong, Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Death Stranding 2.
Well, let's go with the ones we know for sure. Those.
You think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is for sure?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
It follows the same heartstrings as Baldur's Gate 3.
Sure.
A lot of the community similar, like, I think, shoe in.
Okay.
I think Death Stranding 2 or Ghost of Yotai take that spot.
Ooh, what about Hades 2?
I don't think so.
I know, but I'm saying it's a strong contender. Like,
I don't.
So that's the dark horse. I think
you think Hades 2 is a dark horse?
I think it's gonna from taking one of those pillars down. Yeah.
Okay,
that's fair. Maybe it takes down Split Fiction.
I don't think Split Fiction makes it.
I think it will just because of it takes two.
So I think there's going to be a family game that makes it, and I think it's going to either be Split Fiction
or
Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
I don't think both of them make it.
Yeah.
It's going to be one or the other because they always stick a family game up there.
Yeah. I think Hades 2 is, well, first of all, it's a 10 out of 10. You should play it.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Really?
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't heard a ton on it, so.
Well, I've been kind of waiting. I played it a lot when the early access dropped, and now I'm just waiting for 1.0.
Yeah.
Which is going to be soon, within a month.
Oh, I didn't even realize they did that thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it hasn't even come out yet.
It hasn't even dropped yet.
So it's coming out on Switch on the 25th, and then the rest, like the next month or something like that.
Okay.
But on Steam, it's the same, 25th.
Interesting. Okay.
So, like, Hades 2 is one of those games where it's like, I don't know. I think it has a chance of dethroning one of those games,
Interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind.
I know. I'm like, I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but I think it has enough clout. And
we have 3 for sure, at least in my book. I have
in
3
your
for
book.
sure.
We'll go with your book. We'll go with your book.
And then we go with Death Stranding is a hard maybe, like a very strong probably.
You think
Let's go
so?
Strong probably.
I think it's just gonna be it, and I'm just gonna.
But Ghost of Yotai, I mean, it could be a bad game. Like, let's throw that. It could be a bad game. Probably won't be a bad game, but it could be a bad game.
Because all right, think about this. So, Doom: The Dark Ages came out this year too.
I don't even count that.
I don't think it's gonna be in. But
it isn't even gonna win Best Music.
Elden Ring Night Rain came out.
I don't think that wins either.
It's not gonna be up there, but it's just that was also a great
Might
game.
be Best Battle Royale.
Let's see. And then I'm just looking through, making sure we're not missing anything. The Oblivion remake came out this year, so dude, it's been packed.
I don't think Oblivion remake gets it either.
No, I don't think so. Not at all.
That was a nostalgia thing.
Maybe Battlefield 6 just takes over the whole world.
It could. I love the beta. I'm so tempted to buy it.
I know, me too. I would wait until the game comes
because
out.
if it drops, like if I pre-ordered it drops, and then there's like a battle pass and everything else, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah,
and refund it.
Yeah. So those are like, I mean, honestly, good for us. That's where I see at this list. I'm seeing good for us. It's been an amazing year. Honestly, it might be better than last year.
It is. It is better than last year. I think last year had higher peaks, but the average was so much lower.
Sure. This year, I think there was an amazing game you could play every single month.
Exactly.
An amazing game that would take up your time every single week, you know? So it's been great.
Yeah.
It's been great. So
you know what else has been great?
This episode. But I wanted to touch on something real quick because I totally forgot to bring it up.
Okay.
I forgot to bring it up.
Not closing.
So we're about to.
Bonus content.
But I want to tell you, we talked on episode 5 of this podcast about Overwatch 2.
Oh.
And I want to report that it might be good again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shoot. Is this a conversation for now or is it?
No, it's a conversation for the next episode.
Okay.
So make sure that you're subscribed, that you hit the bell, that you look forward to next time, and that you still look for Micah's address in one of these episodes.
Boom.